PPG World Series. The number and the race team are trying to do the same for Buddy Rice, who's dominated the early part of this year in the US Formula 4 2000s. 40 other drivers, though, will try to unseat him here at Phoenix. Next on Speed Vision. These Formula 4 2000 machines have proven to be some of the very best training race cars in the country. They've produced a raft of young stars who are doing very well in the kart series and in the Indy Racing League. And we're going to introduce you to somebody who may be the next great star. Hi, everybody. I'm Rick Benjamin. Welcome to Phoenix. Buddy Rice won here on the oval just a few weeks ago. But this time, Buddy, on the road course, how will this be different?
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit different. Last year when we ran here, the track wasn't sealed. They just sealed the track, so it's a little bit towards the slick side. So it's not going to be very challenging for the drivers, but for the teams to get the car, to get the traction that we need to make the fast laps, it's going to be a little bit challenging. So hopefully try to get these cars hooked up, and they should be working well.
Good luck this weekend. A lot of other drivers, though, hope to unseat Buddy Rice. Some of those drivers we met earlier with Derek Daly and David Hobbs.
Zach Morioka is what Formula 4 2000 is all about. He's only 18 now, entering his third season here in the USA. Well, like any 16 to 17-year-old, he was fast and a little bit furious. In fact, he was finger-licking fast. But now he's a mature 18-year-old. Zach, you finished third here in the oval race. What about this race on the road track?
Well, I'm looking for this race. I think we have a big chance to win this race, and I think we have, improving this year for the championship, and we can improve this race for the whole championship, making very good points, and do this for the whole championship.
Well, he's only 18, but he's confident. Now let's go over to Derek Daly.
David, just like Formula 1 or kart Indy cars, the Formula 4 2000 Championship is contested by a variety of different chassis. Now, by far the most popular is the Van Diemen. Van Diemen have won 8 of the last 12 championships, and this year they've won 2 of the first 3 races. You can buy a Van Diemen for about $41,000 as a rolling chassis. Now, the Italian challenger comes from the Tatas, an unusual car. The pedigree for this car is the European Formula 3 car. It's a long, very narrow track car. In fact, it's almost 8 inches narrower than the Van Diemen. This won on the streets of St. Petersburg, which was unusual in itself. You can buy this car as a rolling chassis for about $45,000. Now the American Challenger. This is the new Nemesis, designed and built in Indianapolis by Brian Murphy Racing. This is the car driven by Jeff Schaefer from the Team Green Academy. A rookie Schaefer put this car on the front row of the grid first time out at St. Petersburg. You can buy this rolling chassis in Indianapolis for about $40,000.
So 3 brands of cars will face off here today at Phoenix in the US Formula 4 2000 Series. Very warm day this afternoon. We're looking for some great racing, too. 36 cars will take the green in just a few moments. Let's show you how many of each different brand of race car are in the field here today. Of course, the Van Diemen, David Hobbs, the dominant car in the field by far.
The dominant car in the world, really, at this type of racing, Rick. There's no doubt about it. All around the world, Formula 3, Formula 2, Formula Ford here, Formula Ford in Europe. Van Diemen has got a stranglehold, but the Tatus was very quick, as we saw in St. Petersburg. Here, it probably will be quick with the long oval corner at the top here.
Let's show you how they qualified for today's 45-mile chase in the U.S. Formula 4 2000 Series. Buddy Rice has the pole in car number 19. He is from Phoenix in the Lynx Racing automobile. And alongside Duncan Dayton from North Salem, New York, car number 4, and also a Van Diemen from Highcroft Racing.
Matt Silsky then in third spot. Here's one of the Team Cool Green guys, alongside David Bernard from Australia, one of the international drivers, both those drivers in Van Diemen's.
Third row, Tim Dewitt from Edmond, Oklahoma. That's the TTK Construction Van Diemen. And alongside, gentleman you met a few moments ago, young Zach Morioka from Sao Paulo, Brazil, and the KFC of Brazil, Van Diemen.
Then in seventh spot is Seth Taylor from Plano, Texas, also in the Van Diemen. And alongside him, Jeff Horn from Valencia, California, also in the Van Diemen.
Row 5, Robbie McGehee in the 18 car from St. Louis. That's the Hudson Foods Van Diemen. And lining up 10th, Arubatan Halu, who won earlier this year at Disney World, also from Brazil, the Braspress Van Diemen.
Another entrant from overseas is David Rutledge from Canada, and alongside Ollie Bessinger from Orlando. Both these guys are also in Van Diemen's. All of these guys, of course, qualifying at over 90 miles an hour on this tricky course.
Now, some of the other drivers we'll be talking about today certainly include Jeff Schaefer, the other Team Cool Green driver. He'll line up 13th in that Nemesis. He's the first non-Van Diemen in the field today. Owen Trinkler, David, from Nashville. He's had some good runs this year in Van Diemen as well.
Yeah, the Van Diemen certainly got a stranglehold on this race in qualifying so far. The first takers down there from Juliano Lasato from Sao Paulo, Brazil, the car that won in St. Petersburg just a few weeks ago. Let's have a look at the track they're going to run on this afternoon.
It's a 1.5-mile road course, David. Much of the oval here at Phoenix is used in that course.
And of course, it's very difficult for these guys to set the cars up, because there you see turns 10 and 11 is the oval here at Phoenix. Long left-hander, which these guys aren't used to. And of course, the other corners, a real medley. Very tight, tough corners, and very difficult to get off, but you've got to get off at good speed.
And most are left-handed, so the right side tires today and the heat could certainly be a factor. Back to Go Racing on Speed Vision in a moment.
Chevy Blazer, with the exclusive driver control system, a little security in an insecure world.
Where do smart players go? Players Club International, the experts who will show you how to have fun the smart way. Las Vegas, Atlantic City, the Caribbean. Players Club members are guaranteed to always save up to 60% on rooms, food and drinks, and even shows. Or maybe you just want to relax and play the course. Players members receive up to 50% savings at over 1,000 golf courses. And you can even use your card for airlines, car rentals, and cruises. Or for that smart getaway, save up to 50% off at over 8,000 hotels worldwide. Any way you want to play, the experts at Players Club can take care of you today. 800-804-4477. Call now for free information with absolutely no cost, no obligation on how you can play the smart way. Plus, new members receive a free Players Preferred package with over $150 in free money in comps. So call today.
If watching the race on TV just isn't good enough anymore, and what you're really looking for is a little excitement on your weekends, then maybe it's time you discovered racing the SCCA way. The Sports Car Club of America is your ticket to the pit lane and the fast lane. If you'd like SCCA membership information, call this toll-free number, 1-800-972-6662.
Welcome back to Phoenix International Raceway and the U.S. Formula 4 2000s. First of two races here at Phoenix this weekend. Glad to have you with us on Speed Vision. We're riding along today with pole sitter Buddy Rice in car number 19 out of the Link Shops. And David, we should get some good views from this young man who is very, very quick indeed.
He is extremely quick. In fact, so quick that I'm hoping that front view doesn't appear like that all afternoon. And let's hope we see somebody in front of him at some stage in the race, but it is going to be quick. He won the last race here on the oval, and he's on the pole here, and he's the points leader, so it looks good for him.
Very confident indeed, although tires may well be a factor here today because it is so hot this weekend. On pit road for us today, Derek Daly.
Rick, tires may be a story, and the leading Van Diemen runner, Buddy Rice, had a problem during qualifying. He blistered the right front tire down the inside. Now, the reason it's a concern, they've had no practice or no track time at all since that qualifying session, so changes they made has now put them into a difficult unknown zone.
Meantime, on the pace lap, one of the Team Cool Green cars, the 66 automobile, has come down onto pit road for a few last-minute adjustments. This is Jeff Schaefer in the Nemesis car, the American-made car that Derek spoke about earlier.
Absolutely, and of course the reason that right front's going to give up is because these are control tires. They're all made by Yokohama. They all have the same mix. And, of course, they're using their road racing tire here. And, of course, you've got the two bank corners at the end of the oval here at Phoenix. And that's very tough on the right front tire.
Field lining up 2 by 2. Schaefer on pit road. They've got the hood off the car. Obviously a motor problem. So Schaefer will not line up in 13th. Now, we're taking the field around turn 3 of the 1 mile oval here at PIR. But once they come down and take the green, they'll move into that infield road course section. David, we were talking earlier how Many of these are left-hand corners. We run counterclockwise here, as is very unusual in road racing.
Yes, because they obviously, you know, like normally go right, and it will be different for them. And of course, they have to set the car up differently as they come down now to take the green flag.
Here we go. Schaefer with an electrical problem won't make the start. The green is waving. Buddy Rice in the Lynx automobile down low, but he's got Duncan Dayton right alongside, and Dayton gets by him. So the outside pole sitter takes the early lead into turn 1.
I think they touched there as they went through that corner.
Lead pack getting through a lot of jousting for position here in the early going. 36 cars, and they all qualified within about 2.5 seconds of one another. The first group of 5 or 6 cars within tenths. One car off course very early there. That's the 26 automobile. Spinning and getting back on course, Mike Williams from Valencia, California. He started 21st today. Meantime, your leader is Duncan Dayton from North Salem, New York, here in car number 4. That's the Highcroft Racing Van Diemen.
Yeah, they had contact as they went into turn 1. There's Buddy Rice right behind him, and the field streams out on that tight hairpin. We'll probably see a lot of action going into this hairpin. It's a great overtaking spot into the turns 3 and 4 now. NASCAR 3 and 4 round the oval. Looks like a pass attempted there on the outside. Is it going to be? Not going to pull it off.
That's Sealski, one of the other Team Green drivers. Sealski trying to get third spot away from David Bernard in the 2 car. Bernard in the black machine on the outside. Sealski dives low in the white and green Team Green automobile. Now Bernard comes back at him as they work toward turn 2. And it looks like Sealski will hang on to third. He is moving very quickly.
Matt Sealski putting on a good show there. David Bernard being pushed back a spot at where he overtook him there. Of course, there's a big change in surface. There you see the race for the lead now. Again, Rice now putting a lot of pressure on Duncan Dayton as they come to that 180-degree corner. Short shifting up to the gears. Very important to get a good run off that corner so you can overtake going to the hairpin. It's just about to come up.
Buddy Rice in second spot. Dayton is your leader in the blue car. Rice in the black Lynx machine. This is turn 9 up onto the backstretch on the oval. Look at how close Sealski got there in third spot as well. Sealski sits third. Your leader continues to be Dayton. Right behind him is Rice. Sealski in the white machine as they steam through 3 and 4, and we go on board with Buddy Rice.
So there we have got our picture that we wanted with somebody in front of him, but of course not what he wants to see as they go down the front straightaway across the line into that tricky turn 1. Very fast entry, and of course you go off the slight bank to a flat track here as they go through this long turn 1 that really tightens up right about there. You can see how it really tightens up, and then of course it unravels into one of the only right-hand turns here.
Now these 2 drivers swapped positions on the oval Phoenix race a month ago when the IRL cars were here. Rice finished second, or rather Rice won, I should say, behind Dayton, with Dayton finishing in second spot. And right now Dayton is the leader. We take a look a little further back in the field. David Bernard in the number 2, Zach Morioka there in the white Kentucky Fried Chicken car. They're also in the front group of cars. Meantime, heading up onto the back straightaway of the oval, it continues to be the car of Duncan Dayton, the 4. He is your early leader today with Buddy Rice riding second. They go single file up onto the back straightaway.
Yeah, the first 10 cars here still covered by a blanket, really. There's Tim Dewitt in the yellow car trying to go around. I think that's Morioka in the white car. Very close. They go into the long bank turn at the end there, coming off onto the front straightaway. He's got on the inside as they come down to turn 1. He's in the right spot, but Morioka pushes through and maintains the position.
Good move up, good battle indeed for 3rd and 4th as we take a look at that group of cars. This is the lead battle between the 4 of Dayton and the 19 of Rice. Right behind them in 3rd spot continues to be the 16 of Sealski. Meantime, Seth Taylor in the red 81. We'll go back and look at him in a moment as we watch Buddy Rice try to reel in Duncan Dayton here. Lead battle early going.
Up close and personal
really?
There, right on his gearbox. They go through that tight right-hander. It's a very good corner, that, because you've got to get good power as you come off there. And of course these guys are going to be trying to pace themselves. It's extremely hot here in Phoenix this morning. It's about 90 degrees ambient air, and of course the sun's shining right on the track. It's making the track temperature very high, which is going to be tough on that right front tire.
30 laps our distance.
Whoa.
And here is a battle for 3rd. This is the 81, Seth Taylor from Plano. He had moved up to 4th after starting 7th, and now he's putting plenty of heat on Sealski for 3rd spot. And we look a little further back in the pack as well. The battle for 7th there, the 27 of Morioka. And the 18, the 2 red and white cars, the 2 red and blue cars putting on quite a show as Morioka continues to hang on to 6th.
He's just holding off Robbie McGee in that red and blue car, who's really giving him a big, tough fight.
We take a look also at the 34, the yellow automobile doing very well. That's Tim Dewitt. He is up in that battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Let's find out what's going on at pit road. Derek Daly.
One of the things on pit road is Jeff Schaefer. He has an electrical problem. They don't know what it is yet, so the time consuming is actually taking the bodywork off, trying to fix it. But they looked at the distributor cap, David, didn't find the problem there, so now they're just digging deeper.
Of course, terribly disappointing. One of the team cool green winners of the this year, and of course to not start this race, absolutely disastrous for his year.
Buddy Rice in second spot, chasing leader Duncan Dayton as Schaefer sits on pit road. Back with more in a moment.
It's an Austin A50 on the speed track of the Motor Industry Research Association Proving Ground. It's the toughest in Europe, and Austins are continually tested on it to make sure they go, to make sure they stop. They drive mile after mile on a vicious cobbled surface to make sure the suspension will stand up to any punishment you can give it. They circle hard at full lock to make sure of the steering. They drive almost blind through a dust tunnel to make sure of the dust proofing. They splash through this to make sure of the waterproofing underneath. Yes, Austin makes sure, so you can be sure of getting your money's worth. Austin, you can depend on it.
Here comes one. Oh, an 87 Buick station wagon.
Got it.
74 Volkswagen Beetle. A 285 horsepower V8 6-speed 1997 Chevy Camaro Z28.
Yeah, but what color?
Welcome back to Phoenix, the U.S. Formula 4 2000s on Speed Vision. This is your battle for the lead. Your leader is Dayton, but Buddy Rice right behind him up onto the back straightaway.
You can't get much closer than that, can you?
We should point out, David, these cars have about 150 horsepower, spec engines, and pretty tightly controlled chassis. The tires, of course, are spec as well, so there's a lot of equality here in the cars.
There is a lot of equality in the cars, which, of course, is what makes these guys such great drivers. These are stepping stones to bigger and better things, and a lot of top-line drivers, of course, have come out of US Formula 4 2000.
Battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th. One of the cars looked like Sealski offline there in the Team Green automobile. He's up out of the oval, going way outside turn 1. Missed the entrance to 1, apparently, David.
Did he miss the turn, or did he have a problem? No, he's coming back, so maybe he...
may well have a problem in the other Team Cool Green car, the 16.
Oh, now he's got to wait for the field to go by, and someone spin right by... Oh, I bet that got his old heartbeat going.
Another car twirls. Sealski will get back on course, although he has lost his position. He was up in 3rd. That's the 20 that has twirled. That's Tom Wood from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Must have seen Sealski there and grabbed the brakes a little hard. Back to the leaders and back to the back straightaway. It's still Dayton in the blue and yellow 4. Rice in the 19 from Lynx Racing right behind him. Moving up to 3rd. Nice run for Seth Taylor in the 81. That's the red and blue machine sitting 3rd as they come off of turn 4. Let's go back down to Derek Daly.
With Mark Armstrong, crew chief for Buddy Rice, our pole sitter. Mark, we know from yesterday Duncan Dayton was very fast down the straight. Is that a concern here that passing will be difficult?
Yeah, Duncan is really fast. We made some changes this morning. I think we can run with him. We had a little contact right at the start. They're running 1-2 right now. I think we can do it.
Any damage from the contact?
A little wee bit, we think. They just knocked front wheels. Hopefully it's not a big deal.
Hopefully not, fellas.
And we'll see how things develop with this team. One car slowing on the course. We take a look at the 10 automobile. No, that's car number 10. That's J. Michael Johnson from Orlando, Florida. He is off the pace. Meantime, we're about to have a 3-car battle up front. One car has spun. That's the 22 automobile. In some trouble out on the course as well. He gets pointed in the right direction, refired. That's James Yacht from Montreal. Leaders up onto the backstretch into 3. It's still Dayton there. Rice in the 19, but look at Seth Taylor in the red and blue car. Taylor has closed right up on the back wing of Buddy Rice as they come onto the main straightaway.
Yeah, Seth Taylor putting a lot of pressure on him now, and there's no doubt about it that Rice's car is slower down the straightaways than the lead car.
Let's go back to pit road. Derek Daly.
David, you mentioned, I wondered, did Matt Sealski have a problem? Yes, he did. You can see it right here. A punctured right front. while you're running on the pace. Believe it or not, remember the oval when he got a puncture on the warm-up lap? So Matt Sealski loses precious time here while he replaces that right front.
Tough breaks indeed for both of the Team Green entries here today, graduates of the Team Green Academy. As we take a little look back, this is the third place car, the 81 of Seth Taylor, and he has closed right in on Buddy Rice. We've got a good three-car battle here, David.
A tremendous battle there. Now we'll be able to see coming out of the hairpin. Is Duncan Dayton's car quicker down this back straightaway? It certainly seems to me that he's got some speed in hand over Buddy Rice. He comes through the oval portion of the track here. Rice's car may be a bit better set up there, but when they hit the front straightaway, just about now, again, look how Duncan Dayton pulls away. So Dayton's car very strong down the front straightaway here. And Seth Taylor now right up with Buddy Rice.
Taking a look inside as they move to turn one. It's very difficult, 1 and 2, David. We talked about this when we were here last year, too. It's decreasing radius as you go around.
Yeah, it's so easy, so tempting to go rushing in there, and suddenly it all tightens up.
Speaking of which, Taylor has spun.
Whoa.
The third-place car has lost it. He is backing up on the speedway, gets it pointed in the right direction, drops it into gear, and he's away, but he's lost his opportunity to challenge for the lead. Going down through the dirt on the short straightaway.
Oh, somebody else is spun in front of him too now. There's somebody else spinning. Looks like
that's his teammate Robbie McGeehee in the Hudson Foods car.
He looks like he got a bit of engine problem there. A lot of blue smoke coming out of the car.
Sure does. Let's look at it one more time. Watch the three lead cars go around. There's Taylor looping in the 81.
Wow, there was some luck there, wasn't there? Nobody
and
collected. Whoa!
David Bernard just gets by. We're going to show it to you one more time.
Woo. That was close.
You've got to love this series. This is so competitive. There we watch again, looking back at it now from the backstretch, the 18 car. This is the other automobile in that team that went around.
And, of course, guys like Seth Taylor, Matt Sealski, are so anxious to get on in racing that every race is so important, not just for the money and the winning, but, I mean, they're just trying to make a reputation. So everything just counts so much at this level of racing.
That's Robbie McGeehee getting the push. He is the teammate to Taylor. He's from St. Louis, the Hudson Foods car. He had qualified 9th. Just past 1/3 in, 10 laps complete at Phoenix, and your leader is Duncan Dayton. We'll be right back.
This Subaru Outback is pretty impressive.
Not wrong there.
It gets better gas mileage than a Cherokee, holds a turn tighter than a Blazer.
Don't forget acceleration.
Acceleration?
That's right. Goes 0 to 60 faster than an Explorer.
Competition must be worried.
Oh, yeah. They're scared stiff. Subaru Outback, the world's first sport utility wagon.
58, pick up! I'll take this anytime you're ready, fellas.
I got this, guys.
No, I got it. I got a NASCAR MasterCard right here.
Nah, guys, I'll get this. I got my own NASCAR MasterCard.
Well, mine's better.
Well, how you figure that?
Well, obviously, my picture's on it.
Well, I got my picture on mine, too.
Well, I'm better looking. No,
wait a minute.
Come on, guys.
Join NASCAR's greatest drivers and carry your own official NASCAR MasterCard. To apply, call 1-800-565-1511 and choose from NASCAR's hottest drivers. You'll get a low introductory APR, no annual fee, and plenty of benefits to put you in the lead.
What'll it be, fellas? I don't have all day.
All right, we'll flip for it. Heads I pay, tails you pay. All right, but we use my card to flip. What's the difference? It's prettier.
Oh, my gosh. I've heard it all now.
He's got a point.
To apply for your NASCAR MasterCard today, call 1-800-565-1511.
I'll give you. Excuse me. If they ever finish arguing, tell them this meal's on the king.
The official NASCAR MasterCard. Apply today.
Welcome back to Phoenix International Raceway. Rick Benjamin, David Hobbs, Derek Daly with you today on Speed Vision for the U.S. Formula Ford 2000 Series. Your two lead cars, the 4, Duncan Dayton, Buddy Rice, the pole sitter in the 19. He is second. He's trying to close back in on Dayton. David, would it be wise to think that perhaps Rice was deciding to conserve his tires a little bit today?
I don't know. It's just that he seems to be slowed down the straight, which is not what you need here, because you see Tim Dewitt just spun up. Now, Tim Dewitt was running in a good, solid 4th, 5th spot, so that's very disappointing for him as well, because he can have his real work cut out now to catch up through this field.
And heavy smoke off the left rear tire, Dewitt getting back up to speed on the infield road course. So, as we've heard from several of the drivers here this weekend, they've repaved a lot of the infield road course, resealed it. Another car off course, the 15, in some trouble as well.
I'm wondering if there's some oil down there at turn 1 on that long turn 1, because people keep on spinning there. I mean, it is a difficult corner because the track goes very flat as you come into it on a very slight bank, and then suddenly it flattens out, so you're not getting much help from the racetrack. But a lot of people spinning down there.
Back with the leaders now as we watch Rice in second spot out of 4. That was Rick Rushton from Santa Fe. One of the other Lynx cars, DSTP Motorsports, the Van Diemen. He is from Santa Fe, New Mexico. He's pointed in the right direction now and back on the course. Buddy Rice riding second of the 19 car. There's your leader, Duncan Dayton from North Salem, New York.
Because Buddy Rice may be, of course, trying to conserve his tires here. You know, there might be a bit of that in this race. We're only 10 laps in. There's another 20 to go yet. So maybe he's just really looking out for those tires in this heat.
Working down to the keyhole portion of the infield road course here. Turns 6, 7, and 8. And the battle that's developing for third and fourth. Now, David Bernard has moved up to third with the spin by Taylor a moment ago. This is Bernard in the 2 car. Simpson Race Products, black and white deuces from Australia. Fine young man. We met him yesterday. Doing some of our pre-race preparation work up onto the backstretch, but closing right in on him is Morioka, the 27, the Brazilian, in the KFC of Brazil car. Tim Dewitt, meantime, was spun a moment ago on pit road. Morioka trying to close the gap in 4th spot, get close and make a move on Bernard.
Of course, drafting plays a big part here. You know, you got a long straight from that hairpin all the way back to turn 1 is a drafting situation. Morioka there trying to use that draft. Here's that turn 1, which gradually turns into turn 2, where it really tightens up there. A lot of people spinning.
Oh, and one car upside down. Somebody has flipped coming up onto the back straightaway out of turn 9. He's okay, scrambling out of the car, trying to get the car turned back enough so that he can climb out. It's the 3 automobile.
That's Don Burgoon. That's one of the Tatus cars.
Burgoon from Clover, South Carolina, started back in 30th spot, the Performance Friction Tatus, and he's okay. We'll take a look here, show you what happened as he comes out of turn 9 up onto the backstretch. He's way wide, David, and looks like there's some contact.
Oh, he gets clipped there as he got wide, then of course he tried to come back. Whoa, you see how well that roll bar there,
yes.
The anti-roll bar, kept his head off the road there. Wow, thank goodness for modern cars. Didn't have that when I raced.
No, but certainly very safety conscious is the USF2000 series, and good to see that the young driver, Burgoon, is fine. He jumped out of the car quickly and went over to the tire barriers to be attended to by the safety workers here at Phoenix International Raceway. So we're under caution as they try to right the 3 car. Now, this is the first of 2 races here at Phoenix this weekend, so we'll see if Burgoon is able to compete in round 2. Safety truck is out here at Phoenix. Leaders being picked up. It's still Dayton in the 4, Rice in the 19, running 1-2. Bernard is 3rd. Let's find out what's going on pit road. Derek Daly.
With the man of the moment here, Rob Pothurst, who's the crew chief for Duncan Dayton. Now, the yellow didn't do you any favors, but this car looks very good.
Yeah, the car is dead straight, dead stable. He can use ease away from the field. Halfway the race, the tires are still working perfect. But now if he yellows, so we lost our 2 seconds advantage.
Do you talk to him on the radio, or does he talk to you very much?
No, we don't talk very much. We just tell each other how many laps, what the times are, and what the distance is, and he just concentrates on driving.
Incidentally, fellas, Duncan Dayton next week heads to Monte Carlo to race in the vintage event over there.
Wow. Nice work if you can get it.
Yeah, I'll say, yeah. Duncan Dayton, of course, one of the oldest drivers in the field, showing these young guys how to do it.
That's the way it should go. Pace truck is out in front of Dayton. He is your leader. Rice sits second, then Bernard and Morioka. As we show you the top 10 here at Phoenix, and we get a look at Dan Burgoon. He is okay. We'll show you one more time how this happened as they come out of turn 9. The 2 white cars. Burgoon is on the outside there. Contact made. He skates up and over and loses the right front corner of the car. Fortunately, Burgoon is fine. He'll be back to race another day, and we'll be back in a moment.
When you open a can, you get razor-sharp edges that can cut like a knife. But now there's Safety Can. Safety Can actually penetrates the seal of the can, leaving edges that are incredibly smooth and safe. Advanced technology produces 100 pounds of cutting power. You're left with smooth, safe edges. It's amazing. Old-fashioned can openers cut the lid of the can, dropping it into your food. That's dirty. Yuck! But Safety Can's new technology glides through the seal of the can, leaving incredibly smooth edges. And when there's pet food left over, the lid pops back on. Get Safety Can today, only $19.95. Call now and get the Safety Jar absolutely free. Now you can open any jar or bottle with ease. Safety Can and Safety Jar, both for just $19.95. Call now.
To order Safety Can, have your credit card ready and call 1-800-496-4411 or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $5.95 shipping to the address on your screen. Sorry, no CODs.
Speed Vision travels the world in May. In the U.S., from Charlotte and from Dover, live NASCAR. Qualifying and in-car race coverage of the Winston Select. And qualifying of the Miller 500 at the Monster Mile. From Lime Rock, live coverage of SCCA, Trans Am, and Pro Sports Car racing. Heading overseas to Europe, from Hockenheim, Germany, and Zolder, Belgium, the 1997 German Touring Car Championship. In motorcycles, from Jerez, Spain, and Mugello, Italy, FIM Grand Prix. From Misano, Italy, and Donington Park, England, FIM World Superbike. In marine, from Fort Myers, APDA Offshore Powerboats. And finally, from Indianapolis, USAC Midget Racing. Speed Vision in May. Catch us if you can.
To achieve true spiritual enlightenment, one must unburden oneself of all worldly possessions. On the other hand, you'd be missing out on a lot of cool stuff.
Verge Magazine, a lively examination of cool stuff from modern life. On newsstands now.
Back at Phoenix International Raceway, the U.S. Formula Ford 2000 Championship on Speed Vision. Duncan Dayton is your leader. Rice is second. David Bernard, Morioka, and Rubitan Halou, the top 5 here at Phoenix. We're just past halfway. One of the cars that was very strong earlier on pit road, Derek Daly.
Indeed, to follow the story we told you about earlier on, tires are beginning to blister. This tire just came off Seth Taylor's car. You can see multiple blisters all across the top of the tire. The rubber literally melts and it gets all these air bubbles and blisters. Seth Taylor was in this, may have been part of the reason why he got into trouble earlier on. How about Buddy Rice, though? He was the one that had it yesterday in qualifying.
Taylor is up to 6th, being shown in 6th spot. He had spun while he was 3rd earlier. Tim Dewitt, who is up in 5th spot, he's out of the race, parked on pit road. We'll try to get a word with him in a few moments. Pace truck looks as though it's about to come in. We should be ready to go green with 16 complete, 14 laps remaining this afternoon here at Phoenix International Raceway. Rick Benjamin, David Hobbs, Derek Daly with you. Pace truck is in.
Duncan Dayton taking no chances at all.
Oh, he's going to get snookered. Rice is for 2nd spot, though. And look at this, contact on the main straightaway. Halou in the 9 car down low, and he gains a couple of spots. And 1 car off the course and spinning. That's Morioka.
Morioka. So as they went down the straightaway side by side there, touching wheels, so that puts Morioka into the grass. Now he's going to rejoin right at the back of the field.
Wow, wild action on the restart. Rubitan Halou came barging down the inside as they took the green. He's up to 3rd spot. Halou almost got into the inside wall. If we can see that one again. Halou and Morioka making contact. Everyone still trailing Duncan Dayton. And now Buddy Rice is back in 6th or 7th spot. He was nudged way offline, and he's off speed, David.
Is that Buddy Rice going to slow it down?
Buddy Rice sounds like his motor may be off song as they come up onto the backstretch.
Oh, it is, yes. You're right.
Duncan Dayton, your leader now. David Bernard moves to 2nd in the deuce as they work down into turn 3. Big changes up front. Let's show you this restart. Look at the 2 white cars. That's Morioka next to the wall.
Trying to get away from the wall there. And
check that. That's Halou. I'm sorry. Morioka on the outside there. And there's Morioka to the grass.
So that's stymied Morioka's plans for the afternoon, I'd say, because he's put him right to the back of the field. So he is going to have to. That was a pretty dodgy looking maneuver there down the front straightaway, though, by these open wheel cars.
Halou down low as they came to the green on the restart. He barges his way by Morioka. Morioka just had no road.
But Morioka, on the other hand, was trying to pinch him up against the wall going down the straightaway. So not very clever all round there. And meanwhile, of course, Buddy Rice, his engine sounding pretty dreadful as he went down the back straightaway that last time.
Try to get Derek Daly to head to the Buddy Rice pits, find out what's going on. A couple of cars make contact a little deeper in the pack. Heavy traffic off that restart. Of course, the pace truck allowing the field to bunch back up, and we have 36 starters here today. About 30 cars still in competition as these automobiles work out of turn 4 on the oval here at Phoenix. Buddy Rice deep in the field, being scored 15th at the moment as we come up on lap 20 next time by. Duncan Dayton still out in front, and other cars in the field just pouring by Buddy Rice at this point as he works to turn 1.
Whoa, 3 abreast into turn 1 there.
Just make it through, do they? Out of turn 1 and 2, we take a look back deeper in the field.
Another spin down at turn 1. In fact, 2 spins. 1 spun and 1 went. That's the 22 car. That is James Yacht from Montreal.
That's the second time he's been around. Morioka's on pit road in the KFC car. Morioka up as high as 4th in the early going. Buddy Rice being passed again by some of the cars deeper in the field. Rice's engine clearly developing problems here off that restart. You can hear Rice's car through the in-car camera, letting a lot of machines go by. He's just trying not to take up room at the moment. So Rice, carrying our in-car camera, led early, ran second for many laps. He's having problems now. Let's get an update on pit road. Derek Daly.
Again with Mark Armstrong, crew chief for Buddy Rice. Do you know what's wrong?
Well, we got an engine problem. It's missing pretty good. It's like a 3-cylinder right now. Not sure if it's a rocker or an exhaust. We're going backwards. We'll get it switched out tonight. We got another race tomorrow. We're in good shape, I think. I hope.
Well, for tomorrow, not for today, though.
He's got a pretty stout points lead, of course, at the moment. So that's why he's staying out here, because the points run down here is pretty slow. And if he can get in the top 19, he can still pick up a couple of points, which, of course, will help him towards tomorrow's race.
When you only have 4 cylinders to begin with and you drop one, that certainly puts you at a huge advantage.
That's a big disadvantage. It's a big discount. It's 25% discount.
And as the salesman you are, you would take note of something like that. Field up onto the back straightaway. Bernard second there in the black and white machine. Packed down into turn 3. One car very slow on the inside. As the pack works under the bridge into the main straightaway. And we'll see who this is.
So number 2 is slowing.
That's Bernard, who was in second spot. Yes. So David Bernard in the Simpson Race Products car had made a big move to get up into second. He's from Sydney, Australia, the young 18-year-old. Let's check in with Derek Daly. Derek standing by with Zach Morioka on pit road. Go ahead, Derek.
Walking by us here. Zach, what happened out there?
Well, I had a good start on the restart, and I didn't see. I was trying to pass Buddy Rice, and I was trying to avoid the guy to pass me, and we touched the wheels, and that was it for me. But the KFC car was very good, and that's things that happen with racing.
David, interesting point here. After an incident like that, Zach is shaking. He's shaking. He got such a jolt from that incident.
Yeah, well, of course, he's very young, and he's going to have a lot more jolts like that if he wants to maintain as a professional race driver. But it was a pretty iffy situation down the front straightaway from up here. He's very close to the wall, and of course he spun down at turn 1. That wasn't a bad spin, but I think that wheel contact probably got him a bit.
David Bernard climbing out of the number 2 automobile. Bernard, you'll recall, qualified 4th here today in his Valvoline Van Diemen from the Primus Racing Stables, and he was up in second spot. Before developing problems, we'll try to find out what happened there too as we take a look back through the field, working the inside part of the road course. This is the battle for 11th. The 30 of Ross, the 18 of Johnson running in 10th spot.
Ooh, locking up big time
brakes,
there.
Yeah.
Now, of course, that was his left rear, so that one's not the one that takes the pounding on the banking here. That's the 78 car there, really giving him a hard time now as they go through the infield. Tries to go down the inside.
John Ross in the 30s from Brentwood, California, the U.S. Sprint car. The 78.
Whoa!
On him there in a spin. Ross loses it coming up onto the backstretch.
Did he nudge him? So he does it. Oh, now he's got
it. Everybody gets by.
Oh, pretty risky to do that in front of that lot.
Ross and Rutledge in the 78 as they race under the bridge now. Show it to you one more time. The 78 of Rutledge to the inside, and looks like Ross just lost it on his own. Almost caught Rutledge on the way by. 23 laps completed. Phoenix, your leader, is Rushton, and we'll be right back.
The Chevy Blazer with the exclusive driver control system. A little security in an insecure world.
$0.10 may not look like much to you, but sign up for Sprint Sense Long Distance now, and you'll be amazed at what this little dime can do.
Every time I get another dime, I think about calling my agent for just 10 cents a minute. So what if he puts me on hold?
Barb, your agent's on the phone.
Coming. Yes.
Funny, ever since I got Sprint's dime a minute rate, I can call anywhere in the country and know exactly what I'm paying every month. Nothing surprises me. Hi,
Suddenly, it all makes sense. I work all day, so at 10 cents a minute nights and weekends, I can give myself the green light to talk.
Call now and you'll get an extra bonus. 200 minutes free.
Of course, I could pay more nights and weekends, but that wouldn't make sense.
To me, the biggest bonus is I get 10% cash back. That's cool.
With Sprint Sense, it all makes sense. See for yourself. Call now, 1-800-913-9723.
Welcome back to Phoenix International Raceway. Laps winding down in the U.S. Formula 4 2000 Series. Rick Benjamin, David Hobbs, Derek Daly with you today on Speed Vision. Duncan Dayton, your leader. I want to correct something. Scoring was showing us that Rick Rushton had gotten by to take the lead just before we went to commercial, but Rushton deep in the pack. It is, in fact, Dayton still out front. He's got a good lead, but Arabitan Halou has come up to second, as we saw on the restart. Let's go to Derek Daly.
Yes, indeed, with a man who came a long, long way to be one of the stars of today's event, David Bernard, all the way from Australia. David, looked great. What happened?
The car was going great. Like, everyone did a good job. The car was running fine. It was getting better. You know, the more laps we did, and I was catching the Dayton in front of me. And then, it's in one of the gear shifts, I went into fourth gear, and it just started misfiring really bad, and that was it. That was the end of it.
The end of it. David, I had a chat to him yesterday. His aspirations are to go from here to Europe to Formula One.
Well, that's a high aspiration. If he can make it, good luck, because it's a tough road to go. And, of course, this is the sort of racing that sorts out the men from the boys to start with. In this sort of battle that we're seeing here for 10th spot as they come down the front straight away.
The 81 back in the thick of things. He'd had troubles earlier there. We see the 20 car in the mix as well as they fight it out for 10th. Team green cars both back on the track, both Sealski and Schaefer getting their problems taken care of, and they're back out in competition as well.
Well, Schaefer now, well, both of them, of course, way off with their troubles. Schaefer missing 2 or 3 laps before the race even started. Very disappointing for both these guys, but now putting on a good display. And, of course, that's the other part of this grassroots type of racing. Even if you're out of the running, if you can put on a good display, team managers and owners and people out are still watching you, so it's important to look good all the time.
The 74 of Bryant, the 78 of Dave Rutledge there battling back in 10th and 11th and 12th spot. As the team green cars are obviously quicker than those automobiles, but many laps down. One of the cars with tire problems, the other with electrical troubles in the early going here. So both the team green cars, though, getting repaired, back on course. There's the Nemesis, and then the 16, the Van Diemen car. As we take a look a little further back up, this is a fight for 4th spot. Jeff Horn in the 11 is 3rd. And Hampton in the 80 car sitting 4th at the moment as we battle in the closing laps here. 2 laps to go next time by, and it looks like Duncan Dayton has this one pretty well in hand right now.
Well, I met Ryan Hampton and his father yesterday, who was so excited to see me because apparently when Ryan Hampton was about 8, I gave him a Budweiser pin and he gave me a stick of chewing gum at Riverside. Now here he is out in the race. So how things change.
And you're only 39.
Well, I'm only 39 now.
How can that be?
How could he have been 8 then? Yeah.
They are doing a nice job racing for position here in the closing laps at Phoenix International Raceway.
So now I better be saying, come on, Ryan, and I.
The 76 and the 80 doing battle back there. That's for 4th and 5th. Hampton in the 80 sitting in 4th spot. Messinger in the 76 is 5th. They should get the white flag, the leaders, next time around.
And of course, up to 7th spot now is Augie Pabst, of course, local lad from Milwaukee.
And we take a look at Greg LeMond, the Tour de France winner. Moving into Formula 4 2000, he's up to 19th and running nicely after a practice crash. Derek Daly.
Yes, here with Dan Campbell, who's on the radio with Greg LeMond. Dan, I know he started far back, but you have to be pretty happy with the experience he's getting out there today.
Yeah, it's been great. After that restart, he got to run together with 10 or 12 cars for 10 or 12 laps. They were all in a big group. Just to be able to dice back and forth, wheel to wheel, it was real. It's gonna, that kind of racing is what Greg needs. It's great experience for him.
Dan, I hate to tell you, he just spun.
Oh, no.
Well, boys, it's back to the drawing board.
Getting back underway, though. He's pointed in the right direction. You can tell the folks on pit road that LeMond is okay. We take a look back at the Team Green youngsters doing very nicely after early problems, getting back on track, although several laps down. Should be getting the 2 to go signal next time by, or the white flag, actually, next time by here at Phoenix International Raceway. Lead car up onto the backstretch. Duncan Dayton with a big advantage ahead of this group of cars that we're looking at right now. There's the 60.
This is going to be great.
Scarallo, he's back in 11th. I'm sorry, David.
This is going to be great for Duncan Dayton, of course, because that'll put him right back just a couple of points behind Buddy Rice going into tomorrow's race. So couldn't have worked out better for Duncan Dayton. Flag-to-flag win almost. 1 lap to go. Don't say he's won it yet because he hasn't.
No.
He's still got a lap to go. Sorry, Duncan.
Dayton takes the white flag on the main straightaway as we watch this group of cars coming through 3 and 4. Scarallo in the 60 car. He is in the lead lap. He's running in 10th spot right now. Remember, the Team Green cars are several laps down, although they are quicker on the course. And here's your leader, Duncan Dayton, as he works by himself. Rubitan Halou, who has won one of these events earlier in the year, is in second, although he is a good 12 or 15 car lengths behind. Dayton up onto the back straightaway one final time today here at Phoenix International Raceway. And you take a look back, Halou, who made that bonsai move to the inside on the restart just past halfway to get to second. He's been unable to close in on the leader, though.
He has unable to close on the leader, but this is going to be good for his point standing going into tomorrow's races too.
Duncan Dayton takes the checkered flag in car number 4. Dayton, your winner here at Phoenix International Raceway. Halou comes by and takes the flag in second. Young Jeff Horn in car number 11 from Valencia, California, comes across the line. He grabs third. So good run for these young drivers up front. A lot of action, a lot of contact. David, you couldn't ask for much more in a U.S. Formula 4 2000 event.
A tremendous amount of contact in some ways. It's lucky that nobody was hurt. And, of course, we had the ultimate there where Don Bagoon went onto his head there. And when he clipped that car down at the hairpin, he looked fine. And his car actually looked pretty good, too.
Halou giving Dayton a round of applause from the cockpit as they roll by on the cool-down lap. A very sporting gesture indeed here at PIR.
Well, Rubitan Halou took that big gamble at the start on the restart there and forced his way down the inside of Morioka, and of course it really paid off for him, coming second.
So Dayton picks up a wonderful victory here today. Buddy Rice, who was the pole sitter, led early on, had motor problems, dropped off the pace. Rice will be scored back in 17th spot. You can tell Dayton is extremely excited. The Highcroft Racing car with a nice victory here today at Phoenix International Raceway. The field coming around on the cool-down lap, and I'll be coming on a pit road in a moment. We'll talk to the winner in victory lane, meet some of the other stars of the show here at PIR. We'll be right back.
It's Subaru all-wheel drive days. Now is the time to hit the ground running. Pick up a Subaru Outback, the world's first sport utility wagon, or its younger cousin, the Outback Sport. Like every Subaru, you'll get the rugged traction and control of all-wheel drive, so you can grab the road when you hit the road. It's Subaru all-wheel drive days.
Check out the full line of all-wheel drive cars from Subaru, including my Outback.
You know, ideas and inventions come from people in all walks of life, and most of the century's top inventions came from individuals, not companies. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? Are you interested in trying to submit your idea to companies for a good faith review and in trying to patent it as well? If so, Invention Submission Corporation has information to help you get started. ISC is America's largest inventor service firm with over 50 offices nationwide. Call this toll-free number now to see how to get this free information. The information includes forms to assure confidentiality, a form to record and date your idea, plus an informative brochure that explains how to submit your idea to companies through ISC's data bank and how to apply for a patent. Even if you only have an idea for improving an existing product, you'll want to call now for ISC's free information.
For your inventor's information, call toll-free 1-800-269-3388. That's 1-800-269-3388.
Welcome back to Phoenix International Raceway. 30 laps into the books. Duncan Dayton, your winner today in the U.S. Formula 4 2000. And it's very impressive, I think, David, as much as the conditions here were difficult today, very hot. We saw a lot of cars with blistered tires. Dayton really conserved his equipment well.
He certainly did, and he's obviously got the secret of speed, too. His car was very fast down the straightaway, and that could be some of the aerodynamic. He might have run some less wing than the others, but he was still quick enough in the infield to maintain a good lead and could pull away on the straight. So he's got a good motor, and he's got a real good setup.
Dayton unbuckling, talking with his crew chief, taking the gloves off and unstrapping the neck collar and the helmet. And Derek Daly is there, and we'll talk to Duncan Dayton in just a moment. Great win, sets him up for the second half of the doubleheader this weekend at Phoenix, which you'll also see here on Speed Vision. Dayton certainly will be one of the favorites. to make a double dip out of it this weekend. Let's go to Derek Daly.
Well, fellas, you can see that the work is warm here at Duncan. You look good in practice and qualifying, but boy, you look super today.
Well, Derek, the car was just great. I got to give my hats off to these guys, Craig and Rob and Alex and Joe. They've just been taking great care of me all weekend, and the car has just been fantastic. It's easy to drive, and they're making me look good, so I'd like to thank them because they're the ones that deserve it.
Tell me about the trip next week to Monte Carlo.
Next week, we're leaving to go to Monaco to run a 1962 Formula One car that was John Surtees's Lola Mark IV in a historic event over there, and that's going to be a real hoot. It should be a lot of fun to drive on the streets of Monaco, and I'd like to say thanks to Sid Hool for repairing that car over there, and it's going to be a blast.
It will indeed be a blast. Now, also remember, Michael Fitzgerald, his teammate, is not here because of an accident he had on the oval, and he is recovering and wants to get back to this team as soon as possible.
Well, congratulations to Duncan Dayton, the winner today here at Phoenix International Raceway in the U.S. Formula Ford 2000s. Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to Rubitan Halou and Jeff Horn, who finished second and third. Finishing fourth today in the 10 car, J. Michael Johnson. And finishing fifth in the 80, Ryan Hampton. Sixth to Bessinger, Augie Pabst gets seventh. Zangaroli comes home eighth. Andy Lally is ninth. And Dave Rutledge in 10th spot. Joey Scarallo gets 11th. And Bryant and Fuji. Wood in 14th. Rushton.
Yes, he's right here.
Rick Rushton gets 15th spot today. Buddy Rice comes home in 17th. And James Yard, who spun twice, credited with 18th. Lasacco. Greg LeMond with 20th. I believe that might be his best finish in U.S. Formula Ford 2000, his first full season. Jeff Sealski comes home in 21st. Taylor a 22nd spot. Ornish Jr., Williams, Smith, Miller. Jeff Schaefer gets 27th after his problems. David Bernard, who ran up front for so long, at 29th today, and 28th rather. Zach Morioka credited with 29th. Dave Burgoon, who flipped, coming up onto the backstretch, 30th. Tim Dewitt, who was in the top 5 before running into problems, gets 31st. McGeehee and Trinkler rounding out the 33 cars credited with running today here at Phoenix International Raceway. First half of a twin bill for these U.S. Formula Ford 2000 competitors at PIR this weekend. Run under clear blue skies, very warm temperatures, and some great competition on the oval. Let's meet the driver who finished second today, Derek Daly.
Well, we heard the Australian accent earlier, and now we go to South America. Arutaban Hilo, very good, wonderful race.
Thank you very much. In the beginning, I thought I was just finishing 50 or 60, but when I saw a lot of guys fighting, I saw that I could move up. I had like a little bit problem with Zach in the second restart, but I think he didn't see me. He's one of my friends, but that's okay. I could be better in the last. I could, I think, win the race if I had a better car, but after the touch, my car was not good in some turns, but that's okay. I'm second, and I made some points for the 10 points. That's good.
Tell me, did you know that Zach was beside you at that particular time when you had that incident?
Yes, I knew, but I had to pay the risk. I just tried. That was practically my only chance to pass him because he was faster. But I think he didn't see me, and that we start to touch, and I couldn't put my feet gas on the gas, so that's the way.
Which is typical Formula Ford racing. However, it was at its finest today. There was lots of action, but the champagne, whether you're first, second, or third, will taste just as good. So we get the Americans are first, the Brazilians are second, and America again third with Jeff Horn. Congratulations to Duncan Dayton.